Hello and welcome to the next part of the first aid training. Behind me I've got a little jigsaw puzzle and I'm going to talk to you about that in just a second. What I'd like you to do is, if you've got somebody in the room with you, I'd like you to shake hands with them and have a little chat with them. Go on, have a little chat. I want you to think about how you know that person is alive. What are the clues? When you've done that, think about how you've gathered those clues. You've just walked up to somebody and had a chat to them. You've figured out that the fact that they're talking to you and they're walking about, that they're responsive, tells you that they're alive. Of course they are. But what you've just done is a vital signs assessment. When you meet somebody, when you're doing first aid, what I would like you to do is think about it through the lens of a first aider. What are they trying to see? They're trying to see if somebody's big sick and they need medical help. Now, I use a jigsaw puzzle with my vital signs assessment. It makes it much easier for me to remember what to do. A jigsaw puzzle puts things together to create a picture. And that's all we're doing. We're creating a picture. At the end of that, we'll be able to decide, are they big sick or little sick? Now, I've had already filled this in for us just to make it a little bit easier. I'm making these films in my garden at the moment, so I'm using as many props as I've got, so just bear with me. But I would like you to draw this out in your journal. Think about these 4 sections. The first one is colour. The colour of blood tells you an awful lot about how this casualty is. Little windows into the bloodstream, round the eyes, round the lips, even round the nail beds. Normal healthy colour, nice and red, pink. Have a look now. Pull your eyelids down, have a little look. That's healthy. That shows you that blood is circulating all the way around the body. There's a big pump and it's working. If those little windows into the bloodstream change colour and somebody goes very pale or quite blue, and you might see that particularly around the lips, then they're big sick. What do? Get help. 999. Next bit of my jigsaw puzzle, well, it's about temperature. So if you feel your own temperature, use the back of your fingers and just pop them on your forehead like that. You should be able to feel your own temperature. Now, we know that our temperature is about 37-ish degrees, 36.5 degrees. And that's enough for us. We don't need a thermometer. If your casualty's temperature is colder than yours, maybe a bit clammy, a bit sweaty, or much hotter than yours and a bit sweaty, or even worse, they've gone quite dry, the skin's gone quite dry, then they're big sick. You see, I've written that in a different coloured pen so it makes it easier for you. Breathing, normal breathing, it's quite slow, 12 to 18 breaths per minute. Nice and quiet. If you think about how you're breathing just now, quite quiet. If there was a problem with breathing, you'd know straight away. Somebody making funny noises. If they're struggling to breathe or they're gasping for breath at rest, they're big sick. If somebody isn't breathing enough, they'll probably collapse because there's just not enough oxygen getting into their body. What will you do? Well, they're big sick. Phone 999. The next bit of my jigsaw puzzle and the final bit is levels of consciousness. If you're chatting to somebody and they know who they are, where they are, what's going on, we would describe them as alert. That's great news. But if you try to help somebody and they don't know who they are, they don't know what's going on, they seem a bit confused, well, they're big sick. Get help. Phone 999. Let them decide what to do next. Doesn't have to be your decision, just phone 999. Obviously, if they're unresponsive, then that person is big sick and they need hospital treatment. Later on, we're going to look at how to do a primary survey, which will help us to recognise life-threatening things. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to make this jigsaw puzzle up and write it in your journal. If you're doing this for your volunteering, what I'd like you to do is create this jigsaw puzzle and do it as an activity with the person that you're teaching. Use A4 paper, create a jigsaw puzzle, make it nice and colourful, and then you're going to share that skill of doing a vital signs assessment with somebody at home. Provide us with some evidence. Thank you very much. Bye now.